continue diagnosing now the future of the Democratic Alliance. Will the opposition party be able to revive itself as a real threat to the governing party? My next guest is President of the United Democratic Movement, Bantu Holomisa. General, thank you very much for...
Good morning. Thank you.
To talk to us. As a leader of an opposition party in South Africa, it must be both frightening and heartbreaking to watch the main opposition literally disintegrate in less than a week.
Oh, definitely. We never expected that Musi in particular would be treated in the manner in which he has been by his own party, given the role he has played, being a young fellow, but managed to build that political party and bring all nationalities of this country to be under one roof under his control. But politics are politics, and I'm sure we have not yet been told the truth as to what could be the reason why this haste, because a report compiled by 2 or 3 people should have been dispersed to the party structures and discuss them and use that as a way forward to correct the mistakes. But for some people sit in a corner and say so and so must go, something is not right.
Some people will say, General, Mr. Maimane is not free of blame, and he, by the way, presided over many of his former comrades in the DA being treated in possibly the same manner.
I fully agree with you. All of us who have mistakes, but the way they have treated him, you remember that there was a campaign typical of the old apartheid-style campaigns, that of discrediting a leader, where they were writing nasty stories in the newspapers.
But that's not new.
Yeah, but
ANC
I'm saying
treating
that,
each other the very same way.
Or is that the policy of the DA to discredit their leaders? I was seeing it for the first time.
Why should people of South Africa trust opposition parties with their votes as any real credible alternatives to the ANC, which has been in power for so long and has started messing up?
Only I've been here in this seat before, saying had it not been for the opposition parties in this country, in the last 9 years, South Africa would be in a worse situation. It was the role of the opposition which garnered support and galvanized support and coordinated marches to say the president who was in charge then must go. And it was the opposition which went to court to challenge some of the positions of the government, and we succeeded. Yes, it was the opposition which challenged the speaker that we want to vote secretly. So you cannot, therefore, just because of what you see in the DA, think that the opposition is dead. No, don't make a mistake.
It's the same opposition, General, that is running a coalition government in Nelson Mandela Bay. In fact, it's led by your party leader.
Yes.
It's been a mess, to say the least. Why should a resident of Nelson Mandela Bay watching this interview take anything that you're saying seriously?
When you say it's a mess, the current coalition, what do you mean? Because the coalition has never been said that a coalition government...
delivery is suffering.
No, you are told, but you must go there yourself and do an inspection in loco.
We've compiled reports.
Show us now.
Well, those reports we have seen and viewers would have watched on ENC.
But be that as it may, the service delivery here will depend on the budget which the municipalities are getting. You are aware that the budget system in this country is favoring the developed areas. But if you go to the townships and informal settlement, you will find that you don't even have one truck to collect the refuse. Fortunately, in Port Elizabeth, those trucks have been budgeted this year. You will begin to see that the people are being treated like normal citizens.
Can you say, without doubt, without any hesitation, that Mongameli Bobani is free of blame and is squeaky clean in as far as the corruption allegations that have been leveled against him?
Bobani, if he is not, if he's corrupt, we have said to now and again, we said, DA, take this man to the police station, arrest him, charge him, or take him to the council, let the council deal with him. They never did that. We are still waiting for that information. But look at what they have done now to their leader. The same tactic they applied on Delil. Once they differ with you, they discredit and call all sorts of things. How do you deal with people like that?
General, very briefly, we've seen a number of resignations over the years. We've seen expulsions from big political parties. You are a product of such yourself. Is there a different approach, do you think, that opposition parties should be embarking upon? In other words, is there a different way that the opposition could weaken the hegemony of the ANC in the state we're in right now?
The day this country decides that the democracy must be supported by taxpayers as opposed to getting monies from the private sector, then you will be able to dislodge these so-called big parties. Because even this thing of my money, you can see that the leaders, the previous leaders of the DA, Tony Leon and Zille, questioned my money when he asked President Cyril Ramaphosa about 500,000. What interest were they having when he was asking a question? More than that, perhaps the funders of the DA are the same as funders of the ANC, to say, hey, talk to your man. We are not going to give you the money if you allow him to ask this issue of 500,000. It's clear.
It's a very interesting take, but thank you very much for making the time to talk to us this morning.
Thank you.
Bantu Holomisa, he is the president of the United Democratic Movement.